Hello and welcome to another Fusion Extreme Photoshop tutorial. Today we're going to talk about removing tattoos. We're going to start with this image of Natalie, and then we're going to go on to another one that's a little more difficult. This tip in general is a pretty easy tip to follow. It's not overly complicated. What we're going to do initially here, we are going to, you see the tattoo that she has right here. We're going to go ahead and remove that. This is a pretty easy one to do. Now I want to zoom in on that area of her, so I'm going to grab right down here. I'm going to grab my zoom tool and zoom right in on her tattoo. Now, the way that I like to do it, I like to come up to this tool here. A lot of times you'll see this little band-aid looking thing. What I want to do, you want to come down to your patch tool. And you want to make sure that source is selected, not destination, not transparent. You want to make sure that source is selected. And you're going to come and you're going to draw you're going to outline it. You're going to draw a circle, we'll call it, around the area. And what you're going to do, you're going to come right back into the center here, and you're going to click and you're going to drag out to a nice smooth area of skin where there's no tattoo. And what that's going to do is take the texture from this area right here and the color, and it's going to blend it into the area that we were on. So when I deselect, you can see the tattoo is gone. It's fairly well blended. You can see it really barely. If you take a look here, you can't see it, but it's blended very nicely. And you've gotten rid of the tattoo completely, and you haven't had to clone. Now, there are sometimes you do have to use the cloning tool, and if you're not familiar with that, I'll show you that in just a moment here. But that is one way to get rid of a tattoo. Very easy way. There's actually there are plenty of other ways to use it. For instance, like this company here that I did this shoot for, Savvy.com, is no longer around. If I wanted to get rid of the logo, I could grab right around that logo, and I could do the same thing. I could just select the texture right up over here, let it go, and it blends in nicely. Okay, that's one way to go ahead and get rid of a tattoo or similar. Now, let's say the tattoo is not as easy. Now, this tattoo will not be as simple, and let me show you why. Let's zoom in again on the same tattoo. But you see here, it's halfway covered up by her underwear. That's going to make things a little more difficult. I'm going to create a background copy by right-clicking. If you're on a PC, right-clicking and clicking duplicate layer. Background copy, okay. Now what I want to do, I want to go ahead, I'm going to use my patch tool again, just for a part of this, to make it easier. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Again, just drag it up to an area, let it go, maybe do it another time, and it blends in nicely. Okay, but part of the tattoo is still there. Now let me go back here real quick and show you what happens if you were to say, all right, you know what, I'm gonna go down and select all the way down here, and I'll show you what happens and why this won't work. If you select all the way down and then go up to an area where there's no tattoo and you think, oh well, this is working great, you let it go. Do you see how the red comes over here? Now that's fine, and what you can do is then go ahead and start to clone in and fix the problem. There's another way to do it, and I'll show you cloning now, is select this area up at the top here of the tattoo. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. Now I deselect. Now what I'm going to do is come to this little rubber stamp right here. The clone stamp is what it's called. I'm going to set my opacity to about 35%, right around there. And what I'm going to do is select a small area here, right around here. Now what that's going to do, if I select Alt, if I press the Alt key on a PC, I select Alt, that's going to select the area that is going to draw the color from when you're going to clone it. I'm going to clone this area right here, click, it's going to take that color and move it right over here at 35%. Now you've got to be very careful. You have to keep the same similar colors going into the right area, and you have to keep clicking over and over and over and over, and eventually you get rid of your tattoo. Voila, no more tattoo. And that is how you get rid of tattoos. Zoom back out so you can see the whole thing. There we go. And it's all done. So that's an easy way to get rid of tattoos, whether they're in more difficult spots or in easier spots. It's a quick and easy tip. Make it your own. Do it your own way. And we hope you've enjoyed this Photoshop tip. Brought to you by Fusion Extreme.